Our next presentation focuses on youth needs and art therapy research, presented by Ms. Taneal Barber. Taneal Barber is a Brisbane-based contemporary abstract artist, registered nurse, and a Master of Mental Health Art Therapy candidate. Inspired by the Australian landscape, her evolving art practice reflects emotional, environmental, and personal journeys. Taneal combines her clinical experience with creative expression, exploring the therapeutic potential of art to support mental health and well-being. Through her practice, she helps individuals connect with their emotions, foster self-awareness, and navigate personal challenges. Passionate about the intersection of art and therapy, Taneal's work bridges creative expression and healing, demonstrating the transformative power of artistic engagement for both personal insights and emotional resilience. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Taneal Barber.
I'm not as savvy as everyone else, so I'm going to use the little microphone. Is everyone able to hear me? Wonderful. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the honour of being here today and for that beautiful introduction as well. My name is Taneal Barber. As mentioned, I'm a registered nurse, a professional artist, and currently in the final month of a Master of Mental Health, specialising in art therapy. Working with young people at the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital, I've seen firsthand how isolation affects them and how creativity and connection can change their whole outlook. That's why I'm here today, to share their stories and to talk about what more we can do together. And to start, I'd like to ask everyone a question. Put your hand up if you've been affected by cancer, personally, through a loved one, or even a colleague. Now keep your hand up if you know more than one person affected. This simple gesture shows us something powerful. Cancer is not rare. It touches nearly every family, every community, and every workplace. And when it strikes young people, its ripple effects are profound. Let's step back for a moment and think about young people more broadly. Adolescence and young adulthood are supposed to be years of building identity, independence, and connection. But what happens when life throws unexpected challenges into that mix? We see rising concerns around mental health, anxiety, depression, loneliness, and the pressures of navigating school, relationships, and work in an uncertain world. When this happens, we have systems of care in place. At the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital, where I work, we offer crisis support, brief intervention and skills development, family and community support, therapeutic groups, and spaces for young people to feel safe, supported, and seen. These services don't just address symptoms, they create opportunities for growth, healing, and resilience. But then imagine this. A young person walks through our doors, not with anxiety or depression alone, but with a cancer diagnosis. Suddenly their world shifts overnight. Their hair falls out, their friends drift away, and treatment takes over. Life becomes scheduled around scans, infusions, and fatigue. Social media fills with the milestones they're missing. Graduations, birthdays, weekends away, while they're confined to a hospital bed. This is the hidden side of cancer, the isolation, the loss of identity, and the quiet grief of being left behind. And here's what the research shows us. Isolation doesn't just feel awful, it's actually deadly. Social isolation has been linked to increased mortality rates. That's why psychosocial support is not optional, it's essential. Before I go further, I want to clarify what art therapy actually is. Although Stephanie did a beautiful job before, I won't go into it too much, but art therapy isn't about learning technique or painting for recreation. It's a mental health profession that combines psychological theory with the creative process. It's facilitated by a trained clinician, someone who, like me, has postgraduate training both in counselling and the arts. So when I speak about art therapy, I'm talking about a structured, evidence-based therapeutic practice, one that supports emotional regulation, connection, and meaning-making in the face of trauma or illness. 6 years ago, I founded and directed Operation Art, a volunteer-based initiative that brought young people affected by cancer together to create, connect, and express themselves through different art processes and mediums, like you can see in the images here. Over the years, I witnessed incredible moments in those rooms. Laughter breaking through fear, friendships that outlasted treatment, and quiet strength through shared creativity. I saw how art became a bridge, a way to communicate what words couldn't, and a way to rebuild belonging when illness had taken so much else. Those 6 years of observation became the foundation for my current research. Through my research project, I explored what happens when we bring young people with cancer together in a therapeutic, creative space. Over 4 weeks, I facilitated group art therapy sessions measuring loneliness before and after, and asking participants to describe their experience in their own words. These sessions included specific art therapy interventions, one of which was called the Inside-Outside box. In this directive, I invited participants to depict what they keep safe or hidden on the inside and what they choose to show on the outside. It created space for powerful reflection for many. It was the first time they'd actually externalized the contrast between how they appear to others and how they truly feel on the inside. It's a deceptively simple exercise that often reveals the gap between self-protection and connection. And the findings were striking, both statistically and emotionally. In just 4 weeks, loneliness decreased by 27%. Words like liberating, understood, and not alone kept appearing. Young people described the group as a place where they could take off the mask they wear for family and friends and simply be. One participant shared that he had actually built a brick wall around himself to get through cancer. But in the group, through the shared art making, including that inside-outside exercise, I witnessed that wall soften. He reconnected not just with others, but with himself. And this is the power of psychosocial support, equipping young people with the strength, connection, and hope they need to navigate the challenges of cancer. These numbers and reflections tell part of the story, but the real impact comes to life when you meet the young people themselves. Another young person I'll never forget is someone I'm going to call Jack. Jack came from a very structured, achievement-focused family background, and he'd just finished studying a science degree when he was diagnosed. He had very limited art experience and arrived at his first session in a business suit. But over 4 years, I watched him transform. Jack attended almost every session he was physically able to join. I saw him fall in love with another young person who was also battling cancer and watch their relationship and support for each other grow. He went from being reserved and rigid, quiet, unsure of himself, to charismatic, creative, and open. He began turning up to sessions in tie-dye t-shirts we made during the group, a mushroom necklace, and even a fedora. Art therapy and the connections he made through it allowed him to find joy, identity, and self-expression again. It gave him a sense of peace and acceptance in the face of uncertainty. When his health declined, Jack faced death with dignity and calm. He had a smile all the way to the end, and he was surrounded by support. That's what connection looks like. That's what dignity and care really means. And that's what this work does. And that's what it should look like for every young person. So, what do we do with this knowledge? My research is showing that creative art therapy isn't just a nice addition, it's a proven, evidence-based support that helps young people with cancer feel connected, resilient, and seen. These programs don't help them just survive cancer, but they help them live through it with dignity and hope. Right now, initiatives like Operation Art have been run on volunteer time and short-term funding. That model is no longer sustainable. We need to embed these supports permanently, not just for young people with cancer, but for all young people facing mental health and psychosocial challenges. That means funding, it means policy, and it means recognising psychosocial care as integral, not optional, in every young person's healthcare journey. We've seen what works, now we need your help to make it permanent. And these are just some of the quotes from over the years as well. That recent research project ended up with them creating their own group chat, which they call the Sick Lads, and they've continued to meet up every week to create art together. So, as we sit here in Parliament House, surrounded by people with the power to make change, I ask, let's not accept that young people should go through cancer feeling isolated or unsupported. We have the evidence, we have the stories. What we need now is the will to act. So together, let's make sure no young person faces cancer alone. Thank you.